Let's change the subject a bit. Ukrainian defense forces struck an oil depot in the Voronezh region. As usual, the local authorities claimed that the air defense systems worked successfully. They said the fire at the oil depot was caused by the falling debris of Ukrainian drones. However, the Ukrainian General Staff confirmed the ignition of petroleum products and a large-scale fire. The defense forces also attacked concentrations of enemy personnel, a drone command post in Donetsk region, and a Russian army ammunition depot in Luhansk region. Overall, if you look at the statistics on strikes against oil refineries in Russia, most of them happened in the fall. Now, this trend has started to decline. Why do you think that is?
We are seeing certain processes taking place within the framework of the negotiation track. This could also be one of the factors why the strikes by the security forces of defense are shifting their focus exclusively to military targets, bypassing strategic infrastructure. But overall, regarding the results, we saw that the campaign of 2025, as well as the beginning of 2026, demonstrated significant successes in reducing the enemy's economic potential, primarily in their ability to transport and process natural fuel. As for further developments, we will see over time in which direction and with what specific focus the campaign of deep strikes by our security and defense forces will proceed.
And which targets do you consider? Well, the most promising? We had a whole season of oil refineries. There wasn't a single day without explosions at the refineries. Now, there are reports from international observers that the Russians are resuming shipments of gasoline and lubricants. Could it be the refineries again, or something else this time?
Well, we can also specifically mention and highlight among the list of such highly significant and strategic potential targets the facilities of Russia's military-industrial complex that are actively and directly involved in producing weapons used in the ongoing unprovoked aggressive war against Ukraine. Among other aspects, there is the ongoing work targeting military infrastructure in temporarily occupied Crimea, the destruction of radar stations, the reduction of the enemy's aircraft fleet. In other words, strikes on enemy air bases and, accordingly, the destruction of aircraft on the ground. So I think we'll keep seeing all of this going forward, since it's systematic work and, unfortunately, there are still plenty of enemy targets left.
Either way, speaking of aircraft on the ground, the Special Operations Center of the Security Service of Ukraine has published, let's say, some statistics for the past year. So they report the destruction of 12 Russian military aircraft and 3 helicopters. 5 military airfields were also hit by long-range drones. They note that Ukrainian drones successfully bypassed Russian air defense systems and flew into military facilities in Crimea, burning down ammunition and fuel depots there. From your observations, now we see such strikes happening less frequently. Is this because the Russians have relocated these aircraft or started protecting them better? So, why is that?
It's actually a comprehensive approach on the enemy's part. In other words, they are actively maneuvering their assets to avoid being hit directly on the ground. Among other things, the enemy is also learning and, as they adapt their tactics, they find certain solutions to counter our strikes. But this is an ongoing process. It is clearly evident to us that our security and defense forces, drone system units, and other deep strike operators who use similar means are also continuously and persistently discovering new opportunities and new ways to neutralize and eliminate enemy equipment even more effectively.
By the way, in the latest General Staff report, there's 1 aircraft shot down, lost by the Russians. What can you tell us about this? What kind of aircraft is it?
We're talking about a Su-34 bomber. This is one of the primary and most significant instruments used by the adversary's Russian aerospace forces to execute precision aerial strikes, including with cabs equipped with advanced UMPK kits. You could say it's a primary and highly reliable workhorse machine, consistently and effectively delivering strikes along the front line, as well as in strategic rear positions. and destroying such equipment is a priority in order to reduce the enemy's overall capability to carry out this type of strike.
And yesterday there was a report about another aircraft lost by the Russians. Is there any confirmation of that?
At this moment, we don't have any confirmation from open sources.
Well, let's certainly hope it does show up soon. And maybe it will appear in the official report from the General Staff of Ukraine. Vadym, thank you so much for your valuable time today. Vadym Kushnikov, a military analyst from the Militarnyi information portal, was with us live on the air.